There have been lots of comments on the Ouija Brothers' latest video about shadows going across the screen. People seem quite confused by this, so let's take a look.
Hijack the investigation. Well, the explored, I think it was more of an explore. And they, like, because Mark was just doing his own.
So Paul's fucking...
Jesus, that's not light-headed off that, Steve.
Right, throw it on 64. Oh my lord, man. I had to just flick an ND filter on.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah.
It does look kinda weird at first, but there are some clues in the video about what's really happening. The first and most important clue is in the edit. Steve sat down and edited this video for hours. It happens 3 times, and it's incredibly blatant each time. If that was paranormal, he would have called attention to it, as there's zero chance that he didn't see it. Editing takes a very long time and is an involved process. He is acutely aware of each clip in the final video. So he saw it and he didn't think it was interesting. So here's the first clue. Steve thinks this is a mundane, everyday thing, not worth calling attention to. Clue number 2 is that the image is darker after the shadow passes across the screen. This happens each time. It goes from a slightly overexposed image to a darker one in which you can better see details on things like Paul's face, the sky, and the walls of this room. We either have a very helpful spirit, maybe a former director of photography, or this shadow has something to do with the technical operation of the camera. Clue 3. On 2 out of the 3 instances, Steve says something odd after it happens.
Headed off that, Steve.
Right, throw it on 64. Oh my lord, man. I had to just flick an ND filter on.
What he says makes no sense in the context of investigating, but even without understanding the meaning of his words, they should be an indication that something technical just happened. If something happens on screen that you don't understand, and then a bunch of words are spoken that have no meaning to you, maybe search for some of those terms. And one of those phrases is very easy to find information on. Pay attention to this phrase.
Oh my lord, man. I had to just flick an ND filter on.
Searching that term, you can quickly learn that this refers to a neutral density filter. This is a type of filter that blocks all wavelengths of light equally. It makes an entire scene darker without otherwise changing the colours. Which makes sense for what we see in the footage. It starts off bright and it gets darker. It is a neutral density filter causing this effect. But what is the shadow that moves across as the filter is being applied? We know that they have Canon cameras and they appear to be from the XA series. From the XA50 and up, we can see the specifications as the neutral density filters are in a turret and they are motor driven. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it's something like this. A set of filters inside the lens contained within a housing that is able to rotate each filter into place as desired. The part of the housing between the filters is what causes the shadow to go across the screen. These are opaque and cannot be seen through. So, very briefly, this housing appears in the image. And that's it. It's just part of the neutral density filter system briefly visible when they activate it. So, why did they show up in this specific video? There are long and boring technical explanations for this, but it basically boils down to there being a mixture of lighting conditions in this video that require different settings on the camera in order to capture a good looking image. Those settings take time to change, and they can have knock-on effects on other aspects of your video, making it more difficult to keep quality consistent. So instead of dealing with those changing conditions by altering settings on the fly, they optimize for shooting in the dark interior of the house, and then when they're shooting in daylight, they're able to quickly apply a filter to block out some of the light. Applying the filter prevents overexposure, but allows the quality of the video to remain the same. Hopefully now you know a bit about this. If you notice it in future videos, you can ignore it. I know people like to sneak in the 0.1% chance it might be a spirit, but this is 100% an artifact of the filmmaking process.